Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Vasu Deshpande from EasyOne Systems. EasyOne Systems is a unit of EasyLib Software Private Limited. We have been providing the software for the education in institutes over the last 25 years. Let me turn on my video also. Okay. For the last 25 years, we have been providing the software for the education institutes, and our library system has been very popular, running at about close to 700 institutes, out of which nearly 300 of use our latest EasyLib cloud version software. Over the years, we have been developing many other modules that the colleges would require, and one of the modules is related to the transport management systems that we have recently launched. In this session, what I'm going to cover is a good theory part over here. We'll spend less time on the theory, then we will go directly into the practical part, wherein I will show you what is there and what is going to come next in the particular module. Okay, so let's get started. So what's the overview? So the transport module in any organization, right, or function in an organization in an educational institute deals with identifying the mode of transport that you are going to provide to the students, defining various routes, various stops, various routes, then assigning the drivers, having the students enrolled that, and manage the end-to-end flow. And a little bit advanced state, you are going to have definitely the RFID based in and out entry and the GPS based tracking. So the complete system is what is supposed to be in the transport management system. The objectives of that you want to have in the transport management system, the very first objective is that it should be smooth. Because when there are about 20, 30, 50 buses over there in your school, you want to make sure that the entire process is running smooth. So the major responsibility that you have as a transport in charge is going to be streamline the transport operations so that students are not at inconvenience. The second is then you want to track the vehicle usage. Which vehicle is available, which is going on schedule at what point of time, what route it's flying in, how much it is loaded, which driver is loaded, and so on. So when you have about 3 to 5 vehicles, it's easy to manage. But when it crosses a 10 or 15, right, it will be helpful if you have a system like EasyOne, which is going to help on this transport management. Then, if you go further ahead, improve the safety and accountability. Where it's going to be important is that if you have RFID system placed in the bus, right, as soon as the student enters, so the moment they enter, their RFID gets scanned over there. So a record gets entered into the system saying that so and so student has entered the so and so bus actually. And similarly, when it gets down, again that entry is made so that you know when the student has got in, when the student has got out. Plus, if somebody is absent, misses the bus, automatically you know that so and so student should have taken that particular bus, he or she has missed it. So it's going to provide a huge amount of comfort to the parents as well as the students and the school as a whole. So because everything is connected and real time, right, you are going to have a good visibility of how many buses are playing, at what point they are, what place they are in right now, how many students are in each of these buses, and so on. Obviously, that means that the punctuality will improve because the drivers know that, okay, this is the time the bus should be at this spot. And the transport coordinator will be able to monitor what are the usage levels. So these are the kind of the things that you want to manage in the transport system. Okay, so what we have developed over here, one of the things is vehicle management that we have got. Then these define routes and stop. Okay, that is one very important stuff because you want to do it pre-planned upfront. Let's take a example of a tier 2 city. Okay, so maybe we'll take Bangalore itself. Okay, it's not tier 1. Let's take Bangalore over here. Bangalore, let me take the example of BMTC. That's right. So BMTC, what it means, route number 335E starts at Majestic, go all the way till Katugudi. It has got all the stops starting from Majestic, then it goes into the KR Circle, then Rani Channamma Circle, Hudson Circle, then the Richmond Circle, then MG Road, and then Marathalli, all the way till Kadugodi. So what you are going to do, you are going to define the different stops, then the routes. So this is the complete process is what is required here. I'll spend a little bit less time here because it's too much of theory. I'll directly go into the system and then play around with the system over here. Okay, then once you define it, you are going to assign the different drivers to the these vehicles. So you want to maintain who is the driver, who all drivers you have got, what is the license number, when is it expiring, which bus you are going to allocate to them, all that you want to do, because the better you are prepared related to the driver's data, the more prepared you will be related to making sure that the driver license is renewed. And if there are any citations or violations of the safety, then you know that upfront. So this, as a transport coordinator, you will find it much more beneficial. Then the students, when you have got thousands of students, right? This software should give you the clear track of, okay, which student is getting into what bus. Okay, so you will be able to even seat allocation. Probably it's maybe too much on this front, but definitely you have that, you can avail that option. But otherwise, you assign so and so student getting into so and so schedule at so and so time actually. So that's another feature. Yeah. Then you have got scheduling. This is one important stuff because in many schools, the schools, let's say, starts at 8 o'clock. All the buses will start something. One bus starts at 7 o'clock from point A, another from point B at 7:15. One which is nearer may start at 7:45 itself. So there is a scheduling involved over here. And if I happen to take the BMTC as an example, there is a throughout, continuously it's running 335 buses, right? So you have got multiple 335E flying from the Majestic all the way till to the Kadugadi. Maybe they have got about 20 of those buses flying in every 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then it goes there, then it comes back over here, then again goes. So this can become as exhaustive as it can, because having the bus on the road is the one thing that will ensure that your investment on the buses is well utilized. Okay, so that's the scheduling is very important here. Then tracking and monitoring that we went through. So when you have that RFID based tracking, right, you will be able to, just like Uber. Uber gives a clear picture of where is your vehicle, what time it's going to come, what time you can board, and then once you are in, what position you are in, where are you, okay, what time you can reach, all that thing. In the case of the buses, right, so the people who are sitting in the bus may not worry that much, but as a transport coordinator, you definitely want to see who all people are at, who all buses, what all buses are at, what all stages. Then this rethinking and analytics becomes very important here, because this is the one that will give you which driver is more punctual, which route is more optimal, okay, how much time it is on an average it is taking, which routes are having too much of potholes, okay, which of them are getting delayed quite often. So that kind of analysis you can have it through the, when there is a lot of data over here, you will be able to do the analytics. That's another feature over here. Okay. Then the next is complete workflow. How the workflow defines, So first what you do is you have the vehicles with the first details, you will have it. That's the first step. Then you have the create routes and stops you are going to create. Okay. What routes and what stops. So you are going to maintain the data of the drivers, then allocate the drivers to the buses, and then you are going to allocate the staff and students to the particular route. Right. So then the next is you are going to monitor the operations, generate the reports. Quick general total about 7 steps is what we have got over here. Okay. So what is the benefit out of this implementing the system? So one is that it's going to be a centralized system, right? So it's in the centralized system. So you as a transport coordinator have a better control. Okay. So that is the first thing. Because it's all computerized and you can fit in all these additional things, the operational efficiency definitely improves over here. There is a better safety and compliance also, because you know exactly when somebody misses the bus, right? And you can send this all SMS alerts or email alerts, all those kind of things are there. So that way you have got a little bit more trust built into the system. Obviously, there is a reduced manual workload over here. This is for the institution. For the parents, where it will help, exactly the parents will be comfortable saying that, okay, somebody got into the bus and there is a track that the student got into the bus. And if at all, so some student leaves home and doesn't get into the bus, because a parent can automatically get an SMS saying that, okay, your student did not board the bus at 7:05. Means that parent will know that, okay, my son or daughter has not boarded the bus. Maybe I should take my vehicle and help my son drop to the school, right? So that kind of comfort level is built in the parents actually. So then obviously the parents are aware, okay, what are the buses flying and where all they are going. If I miss this bus, is there any option to board the bus at another point of time? Can I drop my son or daughter to the next stop? All that kind of basically builds a more comfort feel and the feeling of trust and safety. That is the benefit to the parents we see over here. So what we have done in EasyOne is that we have developed so many modules to help the education institutes. One of the key module is related to the transport management system. What we are doing in EasyOne is build one system which is going to help you perform multiple operations of your education institute. And as we get more and more traction, right, we are investing more and more into that particular module to enhance the product. For example, initially we started with the student master data. Lots of students, nearly we have some institutes which have more than 15 or 20,000 students, using our software. And the library module became very popular. So that's very exhaustive, and it's probably, I would say, maybe the number one product in India. That I would say, but maybe our customers should say that. Okay, so it's one of the top three at least for sure in the library management segment. Then there is the digital library. Then there is a ID card printing designing that we have got over here. Then there is a module related to customer relationship, student relationship. We have built it. Service desk, wherein you can give ability to all of your students to open a ticket on the request, that module. So the different modules. So our goal is that we will give a full canvas of what your educational institute requires. So that way you don't have to rely on 10 different applications. Instead, you can rely on EasyOne application. In this regard, for the transport module, what we have developed is about 60% of what I explained you already here. Then the remaining 40% will keep getting developed here. I will show you what is ready and what is being developed over here. Okay, let's get in directly over here. Here are our contact details. By the way, this is just the presentation and we will go into the live mode. By the way, my name is Vasu Deshpande. I'm one of the founders of the company. Here are my contact details. Other details are Sidhu, who is our marketing manager, and Sahana, who is helping us in the entire customer relationship. So these are the phone numbers. Now let's go directly into the product demo over here. Okay, so I am going straight away directly into the product demo because this is 30 minutes webinar instead of the 1 hour, 1.5 hour webinar. So I wanted to make sure we utilize the time well. Okay. So first thing, when you click on the menu over here, you are logged in as an administrator. When you click on a menu, you will see the different applications here. One is the library management application. This is the institutional repository management, visitor management application, entire enterprise management that's related to the admission, attendance you have got and all that, learning management system, all these things. So simply you can also click this other one. All modules are listed over here. Transport is also one of them, or it could be in the other grouping. So for ease of starting, I'll directly click on this transport management. You get this over here. One of the things that we have done in EasyLib as well as EasyOne is to keep the user interface extremely simple. You should be able to quickly get started with the application, most likely within a week. The whole application in whatever stage should be productionized within a week. Actually, we do get, when we get the orders for our library software, right, EasyLib library software, we have got people logging in within a week actually. So that means within the week the software is deployed, their existing data is ported, including the student data, books data, journal data, circulation data, visitor data, these digital library data, all of it is loaded in a couple of days. Then there is a crash course, different trainings happen. We give the immediate training online. Plus, we have got whole bunch of videos through a guided learning using our learning management system. So that I'll cover in a different demonstration. So similarly for transport management, again, we'll follow the same procedure. Once you confirm it, we'll get started. We'll load your data, get you started here. So very first thing what you can do. First, you are defining the stops. Oh, I told you about the buses, right? Where do you maintain the buses? So what we have done is that the buses can be maintained in what we call it as a asset management system. Buses is just like any other asset, right? You don't have to have a separate, the entire transport management system should, not that have only one type. Instead, it's a generic one because as an education institute, you have so many things. Buses is one of them. You have got the other vehicles are there, some two-wheelers, four-wheelers. You got some trucks also there, right? Probably in case one or two of them. But most important, you have got laptops, computers, desktops. You have got the blackboards, printers, so many of them, so many different types of assets you have got. So buses is also one of them. Here you will be able to define what are the types of the items you have got: electrical, barcode, computer, transport items. That will be one of them. Buses is another thing. So here in the product you maintain, okay, I have got 8-seater bus or 8-seater small van, I would say here. I got 20-seater bus, 40-seater bus, 60-seater bus. You simply go here, add that particular product. Okay. And if you have got multiple of those buses, right, you will add up all those things, including, okay, bus, 40-seater bus, and this is the bus number. Okay. You put the bus number item saying that, okay, KA03NJ151. Let's say this is the bus number. So you give a code, you will have all those details here. There is the purchase price, current location, where is it located, current value of the item. Because having this inventory also should deal with this depreciation management and accounting, right? So even that is also linked. That is why we are capturing purchase date, current value, and all that. Plus there is an ability to add those additional things like attachment and all that thing. So this is the import. And if you have got a lot of data already, again, there is an easy way to import also. Okay, product import, item specific types you can import. So right now we imagine we imported all your buses data. Now let's go into the core transport module over here. Here, I think, here what you are doing is you are clicking on the transport module. First thing is you will define the different routes, different stops here. So we played around with the Bangalore BMTC data, and we'll be happy to load your own data to test it for you. Actually, there is no issue at all. For example, ATG Attiguppe, I1 Shahi, Bidadi, RTO Circle. If I want to add another one, let's say BSK, I'm adding here. Okay, let me check if the BSK is there. Banashankari is not there. Okay, so I'll add Banashankari TTMC terminal, right? It's in Bangalore. So I'll add it here. So adding that one of these things. Then you have got, let's say, let's take this Dodda Kallasandra, DKL, right? It's not there. So I'll add Dodda Kallasandra here, DKL. Dodda Kallasandra. So what you do, this is a one-time exercise. Again, you can import also all these stops. Where all you are having your buses pickup points, right? You add them. That's the first step here. Very simple, right? Very simple screen here. You want to add it, add more, delete, what you can do that. Then you are going to do the routes maintenance. So here what we have taken, one of the example 335E we have taken. Route number one, if you, those of you who remember, there was one route number one which was flying from I think Yeshwanthpur to Jayanagar. This 335 is a real life example. This is a BMTC KBPS. It starts, goes all the way till Whitefield, Kadugodi. So you define all your routes here. I do not remember what is the new one that comes over here because we use metro. So let's say if I define some other thing, okay, 1, 2, 3. So I'll add one more. Let's say I'll add BS01. I'm adding. Okay, so from code. Yeah, so this is because you are defining the different codes here. So I'll say KBS. It's starting at KBS. Okay, and it is going to Majestic. It's starting, and let's say it goes to Banashankari. Okay, so I'll just add it. So now you have added BS01 as one of the routes here. So very simple. Again, if you have got a list of all the routes, you give it, we'll be able to happily import it. Starting point, ending point, what is the route number? Next, what you do, the route stops. Where all you're going to, you have got hundreds of routes here. So you're not going to stop everything everywhere, right? So let's say, for example, if it is going to be, let's say BS1, it's starting sequence number 1. Where it's starting, it's KBS, it's starting. Okay, that's the first step. Then next BS2, BS01, where else it will go? Let's say it directly comes. Let me see if I have defined any other, let's say Jayanagar stop somewhere here. If not, I'll define one. Okay. If I have defined Lal Bagh, I have defined. So it's, I can't see this, very not very clear. So let me say Jayanagar, I'll define over here. Jayanagar complex, Jay, I am defining Jayanagar fourth block complex. Okay, Bangalore. So Jay, I defined that. So this is one thing. So now let me go into this route map because I can go to the other one over here. So here, schedule. So where were we in this, right? Route stops. So we were in that BS01, no? So BS0, first stop was KBS. Next, BS01, what is the second stop? Let's say if it is going to be directly Jayanagar, sequence number 2. It's going to start at Jayanagar. It's going to stop at Jayanagar fourth block. Then, so BS01, this was the second stop. Let's say third one, let's say it comes to Dodkalsandra and then goes to Banshankari. So what you do is you BS01. So your sequence number is going to be 3. Here you are going to Dodkalsandra, DKL. That is the third stop. And finally, it reaches the Banshankari. Okay, so BS1 and route stop number 4, and it is going to Banshankari, Bidadi, Belgaum. You can define. So of course, the screens will get improved gradually. We'll have the drag and drop. You can put Dodkalsandra and search the code. As we develop, we are going to make it available for you. Let me tell you one thing. So usually what we do is, because what you are seeing is the current system. So I'm happy to state that every one of you who gets this EasyOne software, right, for 2 years, you will get in the module that you buy unlimited enhancements. Every enhancement that we do, we will give it to you complimentary without any extra charges for you. So right now I define BS01 and starts at KBS, then it comes to Jayanagar, then Dodkalsandra and Banshankari. So this is the stop. Very clearly, you are maintaining the bus stops here. Then comes the stop, where actual the schedule. Okay, so now I add a schedule. What time I want? I want, BS01, that was the bus over here. So I'll want 01. Okay, so it's starting, that is the BS01, and bus number KA03NH 3115. That's my wake. Okay, so now driver's license. We can put who is the driver here. You can put a simple code here. Okay, and it's like a first bus. First bus. It starts at what time? Let's say 0600. It is starting here. And what time it reaches here? Maybe from there it's in the early morning, 45 minutes. Let's take. Okay, 06:45. It's going to reach here. So now you added PS001, 01 you have added. Okay, so now there is another one. So you don't have to keep on typing everything. You can simply make it BS01, 02. That is the second one. Everything else is same, except that it's going to be the second bus. And it's going to, let's say the same driver drives it, and it's going to, he comes, reaches, goes back, and then comes back again. Let's say it's going to start at 8 o'clock. I'm just giving an example. Now 8 o'clock, no more traffic, right? So 9 p.m. it reaches. So now add it. Okay, like that, what you're doing is for every route, you are adding different schedules here. So imagine this. This is one thing that we do in EasyOne is that even though the current usage may be small, we put a rock solid foundation here so that as the things get enhanced, you are going to be able to use the software without much difficulty. So that's one reason I'm very happy to state that in the library space, right, nearly about 150 customers are using our software for more than 15 years, right? So because as the foundation is strong and as more and more things required, we keep on adding more things to the software. So that way they don't have to go to any other software or replace it. So they keep on enhancing it. Now, especially the 300 customers, right? They are using our latest EasyOne or EasyLib 6.4, a cloud version. Okay, so now coming back here, you define the first bus, you define the second bus. If you want to define the third bus, just for the sake of defining, you go and define the third bus also. Here, the same bus, same driver. Now I'll call it the third bus here. And now 9 o'clock it reaches, and then he again goes back. Now let's say he starts at 10:30 after let's say little breakfast. And now the 10 o'clock, the traffic has grown up. So it'll reach at 12 p.m. It'll reach. So now you have added different schedules here. So there is only a small data here. That's what it's looking small. But in a real world, you will have whole bunch of the data because in your school, your pre-primary school may start at let's say 8 o'clock. The primary may start at 10 o'clock. I'm just taking an example. Your high school may start at 12 o'clock, right? Depends on, you want to utilize the rooms better. So rather than having all the classes run from morning 10 till 4 o'clock, you are going to stagger the things from morning 8 till 6 o'clock. Different, primary school, high school, middle school, then the PU college start at different time, end at different time. So the buses usage also will dramatically increase because the same bus can keep on going everywhere. So the huge data can be easily visible here. So now this is what we have defined the bus schedule. Now what comes is enrolling the students here. So now let's say 6 o'clock. So there are two options actually. In companies, they don't have the students specifically specify whether I'm going to take the 6 o'clock bus, 7 o'clock bus, or 8 o'clock bus. They can just board any BS01 schedule and they pay based on what you take. That is one case. In another case, in a few companies, what they do is they have students or the employees also have to specify what exactly they are going to take, whether they're going to take the BS01, 02, or 03, first bus, second bus, or third bus. You can use any options in EasyOne actually. So for our testing purpose, what we have done is we have put the schedule itself here. So how to enroll the students? It's very simple. So the route number was BS01 and BS01 was three schedules, BS001, 1, 2, 3 and all that. Let's say the student 21 EAC 001. Okay, so this student enrolls, okay, and the boarding point, here she is going to measure it Majestic. Drop point, not Majestic, right? Your school. Let's say your school is near Banshankari. So you're putting, and there is a master data also available. So automatically it will get the phone number. But if in case you want only separate phone number for the students, you can capture that also. Okay. So now you have got enrolled this student. Okay. So that was a 21 EAC 001, right? So, you have got this. Then if you want to add one more, no issues. Again, you go here, you choose the BS01 as the schedule. And let's say for the second bus, so this 21 EAC 002, this student is going to come at, let's say, Janagar 4th block. And the drop point is again your end school, end one, and the phone number, whatever you want, you can add it. You know why this is required for why we capture this starting point, ending point, both is that, see, in the morning, the boarding point is different because somebody may board at Majestic, somebody at Jayanagar, somebody at Dodkal Sandra. All of them come to the Banshankarish, where your school is. But while going back, it's other way around, right? Starting point is always Banshankari. The ending point is going to be either Jayanagar, Dodkal Sandra, or Banshankari. And it is not always same. Most of the time, it is the same one where the students get in. They also get down in the evening. But software-wise, we have designed it such way that you can also choose a different drop point for the students here. So this is the schedule maintenance. So this is a simple 5 things we have developed here to get started in this. Now our goal is that, okay, of course, let me go into the driver detail here. There are 2 things here. Here only the driver related information. Okay, suppose if I am the driver here, okay, let's say 24 EAC 001 is the driver here. Okay, and driving license state, let's say he got from Karnataka, and KA03, whatever, 1997, whatever number, and issue date, it was issued on 1997, right? Or maybe I should put a 2025, I'll put here, because 25, and the old one he renewed it, so I'll retain the same number, and it's given for 10 years, right? So 31/12/2034. Okay, so now you can even capture this driver license copy, add that here. So for everybody, you are capturing this data. In addition to that, there's an employee master data here, because EasyOne system is, again, as I said, EasyOne system, right? So there is a complete master data management wherein you will be able to maintain the details of every staff, every student, every driver with exhaustive details. Here, 24 EAC 001 was the driver, right? He or she, okay. So I think I put a different one. So let me put a. So if you see the drivers, Okay, sorry. I think there's a different one. I have logged in here. Let me go here and find out. So all members data, I can take one of them. Let's say there is a 001, something like that. 07, Latish. Okay. So if I put over here member data, here you have got Latish, he is the driver. And you have different options, a student, a driver, all that you can maintain here, and their status, gender, date of birth, their address, permanent address, their phone number, and their image, photograph, everything you can maintain here. And there is a huge amount of reporting is also possible here. You can simply go to the customize report. You can choose anything that you want. Give me the people with this particular profile. You can create a profile called junior drivers, senior drivers, cleaners, whatever it is. If you want the information of about a certain type of um, members in your organization, that the driver, what you do is you choose that particular profile here. Okay, that profile could be okay. So here, we have put the data of like professor, assistant professor, programmer, all that. When you are a large organization, even you are employing about 200 to 500 people, you have a different people, right? So driver is one of them. You just choose the driver, and it's, or I have choose the professor here. These are the professors you have got. And if you want the reports here, you simply click on Excel, choose whatever information you want, and you will be able to get that report. Okay, simply it will open this particular report. The reason why we have developed this so exhaustively is that not always the same report will serve the purpose, right? Some of you may want the name, address, phone number. Somebody else will want name, address, phone number, and give me some more details also. All that will be required here. Okay. So where was that? I think it's behind this, right? So yeah, this is the one. So this is the member ID. Because I had chosen the professor, it's the professor data. Now if we put the driver data will come here. In addition to that, what is in the master data, you will be able to specifically capture the driver information, driver license number, when it is expiring, the driver license copy, all of that you can capture. So these are only some of the things which are ready right now. You can use it. But our goal is that we want to make sure that you get everything that we have told that's going to be available here, including this. Yeah, let me cover that RFID part also. Okay, so all of that is like this here. So all of that we want to cover. Gradually, they are going to come into the system here. Okay, now on the RFID part, I should tell you it's already in place. How is that in place? Let me tell you here. We have got a API management module here. Okay. API is application programming interface. How it works is that the RFID, the students will wear a card that has got a little RFID tag in that. It's just like, when you go to a shop, the clothes shop, they would have put that RFID based for the cloth, right? So, or when you have this when we drive on a highway, the automatically the toll gets deducted, right? So that's an RFID based sticker. Similarly, we have got an ID card, which is the RFID you can put here. So now there, what you do is you keep that RFID reader, right? RFID reader you attach to each of the buses here. Let me go into the image directly. There are different kind of readers. So this one is a handheld reader. So when the student comes, you can capture attendance. So that is one of them. Okay. Or somewhere what you can do, there are readers which can be fixed here. This is one of them. That reader, you fix it to the gate of the door of the bus. So as soon as the student gets into the bus, RFID based card, which will transmit um, the data. It's a simple card, right? It will transmit the data to the reader, and reader will transmit to EasyOne system. How it transmits? This is through the APIs actually. So when I go into the APIs, there are a whole bunch of APIs over here. So there are the different APIs. This is the download document, get specific document. Because we have how many 94 APIs are there, including get the upcoming event triggering. Because the EasyOne has an event management system, there is an event related API there. Then there is a search related API there, basic holistic report related API. Get my courses, the students can use it to find what all am I studying, and that particular student's data API is there. So here you are going to see that particular student's data ESPL 0147 API is called. he is a student of grade, application user, all that thing. This is a little complex to read, directly like this, but the program will understand. That program will, when it calls the API, it will display so and so student is so and studying so and so. Similarly, when the bus has, when the student enters a bus, RFID reader will read the student ID card. And that student ID card, once it reads, call the EasyLib API. It will get entered into the system saying that so and so student is inside the bus here. So here, one example I'll give you. In some colleges, it's used for implementing how many people are coming to the library. Okay, so here this example, right? Here it's a manual entry. Okay, so when somebody comes into the library, they can just enter their phone number, everything is, whatever that 21, this one, right? Let's say Latish entered, you enter the data. Now Latish is entered here. Oh, his membership is expert, so it's not allowing him. All right, no issues. So let me pick up one thing where this data is already there. So I go to the student in now data. There's a different system I'm logging in. Okay. Okay, so that was a part of the data quality improvement. We cleaned up a lot of extra data, and I don't remember the new data that we have got. So now if I go here, and as soon as, let's say manually student is typing. So now what happens is Vasu Deshpande has entered the library or a campus or a bus. So now this data is there. When he gets out, again he scans it, and at that time what happens? Now he's gone out. Simple as that. There are quite a few reports also possible here. Visitor management system. If you see here, you have got whole bunch of reports saying that this is for the library. Actually, you are seeing the library usage report. Okay. Similarly, you will have the transport usage system wherein you will get the data of, okay, 18th March, ESPL 138, Sharan Basappa entered the office at 9:24, exited for lunch at so and so time. Time spent 4.5 hours, he was in office. Then Hemant Gowda entered this time, exited out of this time. All this data you will get it here. Similarly, for your transport also, when you implement this RFID, you will get this kind of report. Exactly, it will see instead of this one room, it will tell you this date, this is the member ID, this is the route number, this is the bus, so and so student entered this time and exited this time. And now because there is already another data point which tells you these are the 40 students who should get into bus number 02, second shift of that BS01 route, and if only 38 people have come directly even before this class starts, you know that 2 people are absent. So it will help you even improve the attendance one. And in case if you want to call the parents, check what's happening, why they have not come, or do they need additional help, then it will help. Ultimately, the reason the personalized service is becoming more and more important. Implementing this kind of system will help you greatly in this way. Okay, this was one of the reports that I showed. There are many more reports, customized report, that is the statistical report, graphical report. To give the complete demonstration of EasyOne, it may go into the couple of days also, continuously, 16, 24 hours it can go. But for the benefit of this, of everybody, we covered 3 items. First one was related to tracking the bus data, master data of the buses we covered. Then we covered the complete transport system we covered. Okay, then we covered the portion related to RFID, how the data gets tracked. Similarly, when you fit in that these different devices, right, they constantly keep sending the data of where exactly that bus is. So you will be able to see the graph of that bus location also. That is something that
உள்ள
is going to
4 நாள்
help
லீவுங்களா?
you.
4 நாள் லீவா? ஜாலி தான். எங்க
All
கூட்டிட்டு
right,
போங்களா?
that's about it I wanted to cover in this demonstration. Thank you so much for joining in. The forum is open for questions. I'll be happy to answer the questions. Thank you.